Okay, so I'm probably gonna butcher this again. Uh, Zatoichi The Blindswordsman. I know I reviewed this one earlier. I actually reviewed the 2003, 2004 version. This is the 1989 version. So, in this one, he of course begins as a thief, takes his lashings, and then kind of strikes out on his own. And there are definitely some moments of comedy. There's a scene where people are wrestling and the guy gets farts in his face. It's also very much 80s. And there's occasionally the bizarre synthesizer music and a really bizarre sort of ending credit, undeniably 80s sort of theme song. About like rising above it and being blind. So, in this one, like in most of them, he tries to just do his own thing for the most part. He's not the most likable of people, for being a blind swordsman. There's of course a scene where he ends up gambling and he wins, but this time they kind of beat him up thinking that he's cheating. Okay, no big deal. You know, he does fight his way out, puts his back against the post, and does a pretty good job fighting his way through them. Of course, he ends up kind of getting stuck in the middle of two warring groups of samurai. And as always, this ends with a huge, good old-fashioned, I'm a blind guy with a sword, but I'm probably going to take out like 40 of you really quick. With the old school style of, the way that the sword sheathing effect, the sword going into somebody effect. It's an enjoyable movie. It does a decent job blending in some of the action, some of the comedy, a little bit of drama. There's a section where he's carrying around what used to be his mother's mirror. And he has discussed how his mother used to say one day he would look at his own reflection in it. It's touching because it's a memento of his mother, and this guy is just normally dirty and kind of a jerk. But he has this nice mirror, reminds him of his mother, and the idea that he became blind at a very early age, mentioning that he would see himself in the mirror. It does kind of have that dramatic feel to it, acted really well. If you were a fan of the 2004 version, or if you're a fan of some of the other previous movies in this series, they don't mess with what works. You've got good action, good storytelling, some drama, and this one they sprinkle just a little bit of comedy, just to make sure that it's not too difficult to really get through.